This is Public Access Signals from the Other Side, Part 6. We had just wrapped up a night phase last time in which you attempted to resolve the Deep Lake Lurker mystery, but were interrupted when Harvey Stosky tried to kill some kids in Loon Cabin, and that was foiled. But unfortunately, Topher did not complete the offering that would have placated the lake creature. It might be that's all you need to do is just wait another night phase and do Topher as part of that. In which case, I think it's okay if just Topher does that for the night phase to wrap up that one if you all want to do something different. But it is still an active mystery, and the lake might react particularly strongly knowing that, like it's pretty close to being resolved. So there could be some issues there. We'll see. In any case, that's one of your active mysteries. You also have the Starlight Kingdom, which you have not done too much on yet, apart from just kind of head out there and look around a bit. Nathan did encounter this sort of strange place, this weird building, along with Sparkle Raptor. It's been a couple days. We don't know if Psychic Narwhal Messiah is still hanging out there, but we do know that people are being drawn more and more to Starlight Kingdom. It's something you hear about in town. These like people who are like interested in like UFOs and things are like kind of heading out there because they think there's something going on. These lights that are increasingly appearing above the theme park. And then we have Zagreus. This is the brand new one. This is the one where a sort of missing kids case and an urban legend have sort of fused together and become an active issue because of this rare arcade game that has turned up in Deep Lake. And this one's really interesting because the questions and opportunities currently do not give you any way of resolving the mystery. The main thing going on right now is there is this person online, Attafoy85, who has threatened one of you. I can't remember who that was, though. Was it Sean?
Sean, yep.
Yeah. Has threatened Sean, basically saying, like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like, basically, like, leave this alone or whatever, like, stop asking about Zagreus. And we had an indication from Sean that Attafoy might be like a legit danger. And so that is one of your questions, like, who is this person and why are they doing this? And then we also know that Zagreus allegedly has some secret levels, and this is something you can do. You can try to figure out how to get access to these secret levels. If you do so, you get access to a new move called Press Start. There are a couple of things that I still have to sort of resolve with Zagreus from the initial investigation of it, which we'll get to in a bit. But I do want to check in on the Latchkeys. Loads of conditions right now. Everybody's conditioned up at the moment, mainly because of this new one, I Dream of Deep Lake, which we're going to talk about when we start the day phase. So just bear in mind, you've got a lot of conditions. If you have to take a fourth condition, you automatically have to mark or turn a key. And so just keep that in mind. And in terms of TV Odyssey itself, you are making pretty good progress. You've watched 4 tapes, which is 4/10 of the way there to figuring out what happened to TV Odyssey. Even if you don't have any sense of it right now, the game is pushing you towards that conclusion. Are there any questions or any other concerns or comments before we begin? Okay, then we will kick off with our day phase. We have 3 active mysteries, so I don't need to introduce a new one, but I do want to talk to you about the dream. Last night, all of you, in your own way, dreamed of Deep Lake. This dream is, well, give me a moment. The dream that you all had is pretty similar. It is, where the hell is it at on the sheet? God damn it. This is one of those moments where, like,
it's under a Loon Cabin.
Is it under Loon Cabin now? Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, so You dream of Deep Lake. This dream was really similar for all of you. It depicted each of you wading into the lake and making an offering to the deep waters. What offering did you make to the lake in your dream? Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
I think in his dream, Sean approached the lake with a like a model scale building, and it has the big logo on front saying "Step Up Fitness," and the lights are on inside. You can vaguely hear the sound of weights being lifted and machines humming. And he carries it into the lake and gets to about waist height and then just plunges it underwater, and it bubbles forth, and he waits until the bubbles stop and steps away empty-handed.
Nathan's dream. I'll actually ask first because suicide is marked as an ask first on our safety tab. So I just want to make sure that like implied self-harm is an okay subject that people are okay with. Just wanted to double check on that. All right. Yeah, cool. Just making sure. Then yeah, Nathan's dream, he waded into the waters of Deep Lake and using a palette knife, sliced open his arm down the line. And at first you see, crimson blood spilling out into the wound, spreading out in the water, but the red then becomes green and then yellow, blue, purple, multiple different colors spilling out from his veins, creating this multi-chromatic ink blot swirl that spreads out into the waters.
Ashley wades into the water holding a mug that says, "I'm sorry, I'm bad with words," that has a bird painted on it. She wades into the water and holds it, lowers it, but doesn't completely submerge it. But then from the mug itself, water starts to bubble and it starts to overflow until it becomes heavier and heavier, and her hands just plunge under the water, and we see the last shot of her, like her fingers just being unable to hold it as it falls to the bottom.
That for Topher, we see them wade into the lake, but the lake is kind of
Steph, you're really quiet. We can barely hear you right now.
oh man. I knew accidentally uninstalling Windows would have some side effects.
Like
you accidentally uninstalled Windows?
Yeah, it's a whole story. I fixed it.
it could just be you have to just speak up for a bit until this is over. Your normal speaking voice is too quiet.
I will do so. So Topher wades into the lake, but the lake is sort of bathed in this like spotlight. It looks like a almost like a set of sorts with all of these otherworldly cameras pointed at it, and what sounds like voices all around. And as Topher wades the uh, into the pool, we see that the one of the scarves that they're always wearing begins to burble and bubble and fades away to see a very bruised neck. Uh,
What was the last bit? A very what?
Bruised neck.
Okay, thank you. I think it could be your connection too. I can't tell if it's like you're quiet or you're cutting out, but it might be helpful
Yeah, I need
to
to
maybe
edit
turn off
my
video
audio
and see
settings.
or check your audio settings. Great, thank you. Let's keep going. So, I Dream of Deep Lake is a condition. It's a special condition. It can only be cleared if you wade into the water and make the actual sacrifice in real life, the sacrifice from your dream, or a close approximation thereof, in the case of the more symbolic sacrifices. However, once you do this, you get to clear the condition. And then, if you have the chromatic desert or the wandering monolith marked, you get to unmark them. And so think about it. And maybe you can even use it strategically if you want. So, but in any case, it's the next day. Let's go around the table and figure out what everyone's interested in doing. I can give you some leads on the different mysteries too, since there's a couple that we haven't looked at in a bit. So let's check in with Nathan. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Starlight Kingdom. I mean, I'm still kind of starstruck from Psychic Narwhal Messiah. I don't know if they're still here, but I got Starlight Kingdom on the brain.
Sounds good. Another trip out into the desert. It was always fun. Ashley, that was a memorable trip last time. What do you want to do today?
I do think that Ashley wants to just. I think she's just still like very shaken by being reprimanded for leaving people alone. So I think that she's just either going to accompany Sean or Nathan, or I guess Topher if Topher wants me to hold the camera for them. So I think Ashley will just follow along. I have two conditions, but I can't clear them. So yeah.
Sean.
He didn't actually get to play Zagreus when he was last at the arcade, so I'm wondering, could Sean have gotten up extra early to
Go
get
stand in line. Yeah. Yeah, he certainly can. I think that's great. Topher.
I think Topher's gonna definitely go to the lake.
Okay.
Got some unfinished business.
Well, so you can only do it at night. The offering can only happen at night to resolve the mystery. So there's really nothing else to do at the lake right now because the question is answered. Yeah, unless you just want to go hang out with Billy James.
Totally.
That's okay. Hang out with Billy James is always an option, I suppose. But
yeah, go encourage
see
Billy James
Starlight
to do
Kingdom,
more weird
then.
stuff.
Go be his guardian angel. What'd you say, Topher?
We'll do Starlight Kingdom.
Okay, that sounds good. So 3 of you heading out to the desert.
I'll go with Sean then, so nobody's
okay.
alone. Because
Okay.
Ashley's, focused.
It's a thing right now, yeah.
It's a thing.
Well, why don't we start with the drive out to the desert though? Because Nathan, you kind of are alone in a way, right? I mean, Topher is in the car, and I like to think that maybe there's even like you can turn on the radio, and
I was just about to
Topher
ask.
can like in a limited way like communicate with you, right?
Yeah, I think out loud Nathan says like, Topher, I don't know if you can hear me, but I don't know. Can you like bumblebee this or something? And I just turn on the radio and just start like let it sit there.
Yeah, Topher does indeed bumblebee this. And yeah, I think they say Christopher checking in.
Truly, I don't think Nathan knows how to respond to that, so just keeps driving. I think I'm like driving for a bit and I'm just like, all right. Oh, I did not eat breakfast this morning. Great. And we're heading out into the middle of the desert and I'm hungry. This is great for me. Fantastic.
There is a place to stop by if you're hungry. On the way, there is, and it might have caught your attention anyway because you see out in this like little patch of kind of empty part of the county, there is this little roadside diner which has quite a lot of people at it. And indeed, there are signs all around this little diner that kind of are trying to lure in people who are, there to see the Starlight Kingdom lights or whatever. This little diner, do you pull in?
Yeah, I think I will also ask Topher just by being like, well, this place looks busy. What do you want to stop here? I could go for something. Can't hear you.
We can't hear you. You're unmuted, but like it's your headset or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this okay? The headset or the lights flicker on and off in the car, the overhead lights.
All right, then I will pull in.
This little diner, as you pull in, you realize it's actually a repurposed diner. You're not going to get a cheeseburger or a milkshake here. This is now Fifth Dimension Holistic Beverages and Supplies. It is a repurposed roadside diner in the middle of nowhere. Its rainbow mural, when you walk inside, depicts glowing starships, crystals, and a circle of people holding hands. Inside, a dizzying chalkboard menu lists dozens of juice bar concoctions alongside other new age services, including star chart oracles, psychic vampire defense classes, and desert moon vision walks. Aggressively cheerful affirmation signs, crystal ornaments, and alien-themed decor clutter every available surface. Let's go deeper with Paint the Scene. Everyone, what pretentious beverage name catches your attention, and what dubious health claims are associated with it?
I think they have a drink called the Ionizer, which is it's just a very large glass with a piece of pink salt at the bottom that it claims the water inside will help regulate and balance the ions in your body.
They have a drink called Moonlight Mojo. It's the ingredients are all charged spiritually in the moonlight, so it's like very expensive. And then it's like blended up, so you will in the full moon, especially like that's when it's most effective. You'll like be healed in your sleep. Your dreams will be cleansed.
There is a drink called Harmony, which is served in one of those like metal kind of camping cups. It is, the contents of it are largely uninteresting. It's mostly just a variety of different tropical juices blended with like some wheatgrass and stuff. But when they serve it out, they take out a tuning fork and like a crystal and strike the edge of the cup and like wave the crystal around and then drop the crystal into the drink and then just wave it around a little bit. And it is supposedly a stabilizing resonance energizer that is to get all your molecules in tune in line with the universe.
I think that there is a drink called the Mean Green Machine, and it is made with egg, kale, and a special powder that they make using some sort of weird fungus that they find around. They claim it gives it basically heals the soul by making these spores grow out throughout you, is what they say. And these fungus spores, they grow more of these little mushroom guys, and who doesn't love little mushroom guys? Basically, it's mushrooms for the soul. Mushrooms for the soul.
Nathan, when you walk in, there is a young woman with a unicorn fringe haircut, tie-dye overalls, and covered in copper and gemstone jewelry, who kind of greets you. she sort of like has to walk around the circle of people who are harmonizing right now, and she says, "Hello, welcome to Fifth Dimension. How can I help you align your chakras or otherwise become one with the universe today?"
Hi. Does she have like a name tag on or something?
No, she does not. No,
Okay. Uh,
I'm Crystal,
Sus-
Crystal Starseed.
okay. Hi, Crystal. Yeah, nice to meet you. I thought this was a diner. It's just like a juice bar.
Your aura looks a little dim, but don't worry, you just need a boost. I'd recommend the Dune Glow or Cosmic Sunrise. They're all organic and prebiotic, full of adaptogens made with locally sourced ingredients, and we purify each batch with our unique energy crystal filtration process.
Prebiotic?
You
Okay.
definitely look like a Cosmic Sunrise
I was actually
kind of
gonna say
guy.
I think the Cosmic Sunrise sounds like the thing I'd like the most. Yeah. Can I just like sit anywhere?
Topher, she turns to you and says, "And what about you?"
Wait, me? I-
Who are you talking to?
Topher turns around. Oh, me, you, uh, ghost juice. Uh, sorry, I'm not used to this. I'll have what he's having.
Two Cosmic Sunrises then, and she directs you to a booth where you can go and sit if you wish.
Yeah. Nathan is like, you gonna go sit, and when they're sitting down, he says, "Okay, Topher, I'm gonna assume you're sitting across from me right now. Um, if she was talking to you and you were talking to her, can you like, I don't know, pick up the Splenda packet right there?"
I think that the Splenda packet does
Just
lift up,
glitches.
but
Yeah.
yeah, and so does your satchel as a little notepad glitches onto the table
Thank
from
you.
out of your bag.
I will let note writing commence as we wait for our
Uh,
juice.
and the note says, "I panicked and asked for ghost juice
Ghost juice?
because I think I'm a ghost."
I don't think you're a ghost.
Close enough. I'm confused about this lady.
I'm confused about a lot of things today, Topher. The juice thing is weirdly the least of them. I'm used to this. LA is kind of full of places like this and people like her. And well, I guess you can never go far enough.
Each table has its own little jukebox, but all of the tracks on the jukebox have been replaced with like whale noises and weird sort of like
Benton steel drums
yeah,
like the
exactly
prairie.
right, yeah, right, yeah. um, um, so that's sort of going on as well. Let's cut over to Sean and Ashley at the Galaxia Arcade.
Yes. Before we left the house, though, with my truth is out there move, I'm supposed to find a something.
Oh, like at the beginning of the session?
Yes. A mysterious person leaves something for Sean where he can find it. I can say what it is or ask the keeper to say what it is, and it will function as a clue, not attached to any particular mystery. I would like to ask you, Jason, what did Sean find this morning?
A tape. Not an Odyssey tape. Regular old VHS tape. But if you pop it in, you actually see that moment that you didn't see it. And actually, no one saw it, really. But the moment where that person with the bull mask gave a tape to Topher's dog. Side note, Topher is your dog with you in the fifth dimension.
I would imagine so.
Okay. The tape then shows, after that scene is over, that person with the hoodie and the bull mask they go into an alleyway that is next to the arcade, and then they go behind a dumpster, and then you never see them again, and the video cuts out.
All right. Thank you.
So the Galaxia arcade. Going straight in and getting in line, or hoping to be first in line?
Yeah, I think Sean was trying to get out of the house pretty quickly, probably well before sunrise, and that maybe Ashley overheard his activity.
That
And that's
makes
how
sense.
that happened.
I imagine like you were already like you thought you had successfully snuck off, and then suddenly there's just like footsteps behind you, and Ashley with like a bag that she made breakfast in because you were up too early to have like proper breakfast.
Yeah, I think Sean will look at the little shaker bottle of protein powder that he packed and say, "No, that's better. Let's go."
Yeah, this is really worth it. It's like really early.
I guess we'll
Well, I
find
guess
out.
you're used to it. You're kind of used to waking up early, I guess.
Yeah, this isn't so bad.
Yeah,
It's only 5
I
o'clock.
mean, yeah, it's not. Don't think I was gonna sleep anyway. So I've been to the arcade, but like I don't remember much, I guess. It's one of those things. So I'm very, very excited what it looks like now. Were you good at the games?
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's pretty much exactly the same.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
let's get
I
going
suck
before the
at
line
them.
starts.
I
Oh.
cannot do it. So
We'll
you
fix
will
that.
have to save my life in like all of the games that we play.
We'll get you. I got you. Don't worry.
By the time you arrive at Galaxia, it's probably like around 6 in the morning, apparently, very early. Who knows when this place actually opens? And there's already a person in line. Just one person, but they're standing at the door. Coke bottle glasses, and all your base are belong to us. T-shirt, Legend of Zelda lanyard. Got his backpack. He's there. He's camped out. He has a little kind of one of those folding nylon chairs and all the business. He's there. And he's like, "Hey, here to play Zagreus, huh?"
Yep.
Yep.
I love
Big
it,
fan.
man. It's amazing. Do you know about Zagreus? Do you know like the legend?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm on Vector Void. Are you on Vector Void?
Yeah, I'm on Vector Void, although if I'm being honest, like Vector Void is kind of, sort of online video game legend 101. It's the introductory course. There are much like more, deeper resources to look into if you know where to look.
Right.
Like
Well,
which
I mean,
one?
Well, it's a little early in the morning to be blowing people's minds, but if you're up for
That's
it.
okay. Yeah, my mind is made to be blown. Wait, I don't like how that sounded. Take it back.
I've been talking to some people, and they think that Zagreus might actually be some sort of communication device, some way for an advanced civilization to talk to us directly. I mean, first contact, baby.
Hell
It
yeah.
makes perfect sense that an advanced civilization would choose our most sophisticated form of art to establish a connection with the chosen few, though why they're still
Exactly.
hanging around with 8-bit, I don't really know, but,
I mean, maybe they like it. Maybe it's like like a little bit of an inside joke because it's like, not to us. So it's like funny to them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but interesting.
I mean, possibly, yeah.
Mm,
Brainwaves,
mm,
frequencies.
mm. Do you want a Pringle?
Yeah. That's breakfast.
So you're in line with this guy. His name is Bart Kincaid. Um, a Pringle, a single Pringle.
Like, let's not get crazy here. Come on.
What do you do to kill time?
I think Ashley, I feel like Sean is probably picking up like a little bit of very high agitated energy. And I think having found somebody new to direct that to, she's just going to like keep talking. And I think like maybe trying to find out something more about like the first contact bit and everything.
Mm,
Just mostly distracting herself.
yeah, just chatting with Bart, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Sean?
I think Sean is going to just kind of lean in for a second. I'll be right back. Too much water
go
in my
too
protein
far.
powder.
I'll hold your spot.
Thank you. And he'll just he's going to check out that alleyway that he saw on the tape.
Mm. I'll just tell you what you find. When you go around to the other side of the dumpster, so the dumpster is sort of like not pushed up against the wall. It's actually pulled out like perpendicular to the alley wall. And this figure went behind it. And when you go behind it, you don't actually, at a glance, you don't see anything. It's um, just a dumpster and some trash, like like at a glance anyway. What do you do? But it definitely seems like this guy like disappeared behind there.
Let's move that dumpster. See if there's something under it.
Indeed, the right move. When you move the dumpster is right above a grate in the ground, and the grate leads to a ladder, and the ladder goes down. Mind-blowing stuff, I know. What do you do?
I mean, if it's open, Sean's going to maybe take the first couple steps down, see what he can see.
Indeed. Ashley, go ahead and roll the meddling move with presence just to see if Bart Kincaid knows anything useful.
That is a full 6. There you go. Yeah.
Bart Kincaid looks at you and says, "Ah, man, I thought that guy would never leave. You should know that the lake has chosen you to be the next victim. And I am not just a messenger. My dear, I'm afraid you've used up all your lives." And he's reaching into his bag, fumbling around for something. You're going to wait around to see what.
No.
Or you can turn a key. You can turn a key as well.
I was actually thinking if this results in a condition, this might be a good time for my move to come and play.
What is your
The
move?
custom move.
Oh.
So if you would
let's read
take a
it.
condition due to something scary or dangerous, you may choose to recklessly disbelieve in it with the power of optimism. Instead of taking the condition, I would mark a box, and if I mark all 3, bad
Indeed.
stuff happens.
Depending on how this goes, you might have to take a condition. Like if you were to turn the key, I would probably turn this into a condition. Right now, he's going to probably attack you, which is
Yeah,
we're skipping way past conditions. So
absolutely. Yeah, I think Ashley is just like, well, fabulous. I will be right back. And I'm just gonna sprint to where Sean was.
This is going to be the day move. No, it's still really early in the morning. I'm going to make it the night move.
I like.
The sun has not risen entirely yet. What are you afraid is going to happen if you can't get away?
Um, I'll go for a simple one. I'm afraid he's, going to kill me or stab me,
He is going to do that. It's worse than that. He's going to come up with a story about where you're at, and then he's going to transfer his attention to Sean.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's going to be vitality, though, to get away.
Oh boy.
And because of the next victim, you're going to be at disadvantage as well.
I love it. Wreck me. Okay, that's still not bad. That is still what is my vitality? Still an 8.
I think as you run, you're going to get away, but not before he's able to grab a box cutter out of his backpack. And you only get away because he's busy doing the clicking thing, He's like trying to click it out. And he just lunges as you just about are ready to get around the corner and like slashes you in the back of the leg. And so I'm going to give you like, I don't think it's so bad that it's going to like cut your tendon or anything, but you just have like a nasty gash on your leg. That's the condition. You can do your move to just like sort of fight through the pain if you want. I'll let you decide, but otherwise you get away. But he might still be in pursuit though. So
Yeah, I think it might be fun to start using the move. So I think like, yeah, she's just like kind of just like, I just need to get to Sean and Sean is gonna save me. It's gonna be all fine.
yeah.
Sean can punch a ghost, he can punch a human,
Sean, you're a little ways down the ladder when you hear Ashley hollering, I assume hollering and running
Yeah.
into the alley. We'll come back to this. Morning juice bar. That's one cosmic sunrise, one ghost juice. I just made something up for you. I hope that's okay. It's got all kinds of antigens and megabodies and ionic infused.
You just made that word up. You
I did.
paused. You made that word up.
Look at you. And she goes down and she's petting the dog as well.
Does it just to me look like she's just like stirring the air?
Yeah.
What are you?
The people in this circle, they see the dog too. They're like, oh, and they break up their circle to walk over to the dog. And they're looking at you, Topher. Is this your dog?
Yeah,
These people can see you.
It is. This is Mr. W. He's loving the attention because people usually don't see ghost dogs. So he's thriving right now.
What does W stand for?
It's Mr. Worldwide, like Pitbull, because he's a pit bull.
Great. And they are petting him and all that stuff. I love it. Was Pitbull a thing in 2004? I don't even know.
I believe so. I think he was like early 2000s.
This is the continuity we care about.
I know. But also, well, on this mystery is also when Ray Nakai knew about TikTok. So whatever. Stuff happens.
I'm sorry, everyone. Hold on. Wait. Can you dog person conversation words? Hold on.
I think I want the day move from you right now, Nathan. What are you afraid is going to happen if you lose your nerve?
I'm afraid I'm going to lose my shit and like have a full panic attack. Like,
roll with composure. You have feeling good and starstruck. I don't think any of these apply. Just regular roll.
Yeah. I feel like the default answer for what's Nathan afraid going to happen is he's going to have a panic attack. Where's the dice roller? There it is. I found it. All right, so just 2d6 plus composure. 8.
Good. You're gonna keep it together. You're gonna keep it together. But someone outside in the parking lot is slashing your tires presently.
Well, that's fun. Let's keep that.
And as you're kind of keeping it together, one of the people inside the juice bar is like, hey, someone's slashing your tires right now. And you hear like a pop, pop. You hear the pop. And then you see someone, just a blur, like they run around to the other side of the building. A weird thing to do. It's out in the middle of nowhere. Where are they running to? I don't know. But in any case,
I think Nathan gets up and like sprints outside, like yelling after this person he's just saw slashing his tires.
I think that Topher says, Mr. W, go follow Nathan, make sure he's okay. And Mr. W is going to go and guardian angel for Nathan.
Indeed. Nathan, when you get around the side of the building, you don't see anybody.
What the hell? God. And look around. I don't see like a sign of anything that they may have dropped or like left anything behind. Just
Make the meddling move with reason.
okay, we'll do. 6.
Hmm. 6. Intriguing. Where do I want to go with this? I know. We'll come back to it. Sean, commotion in the alley. What do you do?
He'll give up on exploring this tunnel and try and figure out what's going on.
Bart Kincaid is hollering after Ashley as Ashley runs, clearly bleeding as well, down into the alley. And Bart,
It's inappropriate.
brandishing one of those like bright orange box cutters, is running down the alley, and he's hollering, all must be submerged! All must be submerged in the dark waters of Deep Lake! Especially you, because you're the next victim! And he's lunging forward.
The grate that covered the tunnel, is it like on a hinge, or was it like lifted
It's
up and
lifted.
put aside?
It's lifted, yeah.
Gonna pick it up and try and throw it at Bart.
I like it. This is I think I'm still putting you at night move. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I won't hit him in time, and Ashley's gonna get more box cut.
I think it's worse than that. You're going to hit Ashley, and that could be bad. Let's go ahead and roll with vitality. Yeah.
Does my anger help me here?
It definitely doesn't hurt you.
Yep, that's a 2.
Fuck her up. Ruin her.
You sling the metal grate. It goes spinning in the air, just smashes right into the side of Ashley's head. She spins, and like as she hits the concrete, you can hear the air rushing out of her lungs. And Bart Kincaid, he looks up at you and he says, I didn't realize this was a co-op kill. And then he dives down with the box cutter at Ashley. Are you gonna turn a key? Or
I am going to turn a key.
okay. I wouldn't have killed Ashley on your failed roll, but it would have been bad for Ashley. Instead, I think you pull a muscle as you toss the grate. Take a condition pulled muscle, but otherwise describe how you knock out Bart Kincaid.
It's almost as fast as he can possibly react. He grabs the cover in one hand and says, Ashley, duck, and spins, releasing it. We see it fly and smack into the side of Bart's head, and then Sean's rushing forward to pin him to the ground and get that box cutter out of his hand.
Yeah. it's like the worst possible weapon. Like, it, for one thing, a box cutter's blade is not that long, and then especially those safety ones. And also, it looks like it has not been cleaned ever since it's been used, so it like has like bits of tape on it and stuff, and like it doesn't even move properly. He's not the best killer, but you have him subdued. We'll come back to this scene in a bit. Actually, oh no, let me check back in with Nathan still. Nathan and Mr. W. You, what was your die roll, Nathan?
It was a miss.
It was a miss. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When you come around, you actually are looking around trying to figure out where this person went. And you see on behind the building, they have one of those like storage containers that would be like on a ship, you know? And the door is cracked open a little bit. That's the only place he could have run to.
Oh, crap.
But inside the darkness, you see what definitely looks like a strobe light effect going on inside the storage container.
Can I use a sight beyond sight to ask what is about to happen?
Yes. What is about to happen is the anomaly over Starlight Kingdom is going to make contact with you inside the storage container.
Why is it about to happen?
Because it knows who you are. It's already made contact with you, and it's just doing some follow-up.
I think against my better judgment, and probably Nathan's, I want to go in there.
Very good. Do you just rush in? Or do you
No,
walk in
God,
slowly?
no. I walk in very slowly.
As you go inside, you are passing through this strobe light effect. But as you cross the threshold of the storage container, it's not a storage container at all. You're on the set of a movie. The set of a movie where you did something really bad that got you fired from the crew. What did you do?
I mean, Nathan's experience says job most of the time he's in studios or in like the art offices painting backgrounds for the animation. But I think one time he got, basically like a recommendation on a gig to like work on an actual set and do some like set painting and do some like design work for it. Basically, the set was this big mural kind of venue that he was hired to come paint on and do some design work, and something that got him fired. That's a good question. I think looking at the mural itself, there was a truly embarrassing klutz moment where he ended up painting over a part of the mural that he was not supposed to touch, and that alone didn't get him fired. But it definitely, he was having a rough day. People were yelling at him, telling him to like get his act together, and he was overwhelmed and accidentally knocked over some scaffolding supplies, and a large amount of paint thinner spilled on the set and melted a fair amount of the mural. He ruined the work. He got fired. He got yelled at, and it was a bad experience. He's never worked on a real set ever since.
You're on the set, you're having that moment right before you knocked over the paint thinner. Everything is kind of playing out like it was that day, but you have a chance to make a different option here, to make a different choice. Now, of course, you know this can't be happening right now because none of this makes sense. It's not possible. And yet, here we are. What do you do?
I think Nathan's torn between the acknowledgement of this is not real and this is crazy, but also the deep kind of like, oh, this is extremely therapeutic in a weird way. I think he just kind of numbly goes through the motions, hyper aware of everything around him, and deliberately goes to not make the same mistake and actually see what he can do to like experience the alternative, even though knowing it's fake.
Topher, meanwhile, you're in this juice bar where they can see you, apparently. And everybody kind of goes back to what they were doing previously. What do you do?
I think I turn to Crystal and I say, so what was everyone just drinking that, yeah, what was that?
Well, these people here, they don't come in for the juice. They come in regularly for various classes that we offer here at Fifth Dimension. Karmic tuning, chakra cleansing, aura infiltration, normal sorts of things you'd expect to find.
Ghost vision.
I am not super experienced with that, but I know a man in Taos who does something very like that. It's fascinating.
Wait, you said something about tuning. What was so okay. There's this kind of like I've been picking up on a theme around this whole county about like signals and stuff. And tuning is the thing you do with signals. And I'm pretty sure I'm okay, this is going to sound really weird and I haven't actually said it out loud yet. I think I'm signals.
You think what?
I think I'm signals. I think I'm signals.
You are signals? I don't understand what you mean.
I don't really understand it either. I'm not going to lie. You shouldn't by all means be able to see me right now or my dog. It's kind of crazy.
Make
and
the
I'm
meddling
freaking out,
move.
man.
Make the meddling move with. It might be a day move to keep your composure, but you've done enough inquiry, I think, for it to be the meddling move with sensitivity.
Okay.
But I think I am going to put you at disadvantage because of the situation. So
That tracks. Can I pull out my little oil lantern and light it up for a little comforting glow?
I guess so. How is this going to help you in the moment?
I can just look at it and know, like, okay, I'm all right. I'm gonna just ground myself. This is my lantern.
It's a light in the dark.
I'm not a ghost. Or I am, or whatever.
I'll take it. Go ahead.
Cool. 8.
8. She says, and she sits down in the booth with you. And she says, oh my goodness, this all makes sense now. I think I understand. You and I were meant to meet today. And she takes your hand, which causes a sort of frisson of static electricity to visibly course through her body and audibly course through her body. And she has this exhilarated look on her face, like she's got something really important to tell you. Back in the alley, we'll have this scene, then we'll go on break. Sean, you have Bart Kincaid pinned down. What do you do?
I think he's going to look over at Ashley and say, how bad is it?
Holy Holy shit, you're like a superhero. That was so cool.
Ashley,
I'm
focus,
fine.
focus.
It's just
How
a
bad
little
is it?
blood. It's fine. And I'll like show you the wound, and it's pretty gnarly. But she's like, it's fine. It's
Not fine.
holy
Not fine,
shit.
Ashley.
She
He's like,
just
"Why-"
threw like a whole crate.
He's like, what's going on? What are you doing? Why are you holding me down like this? You haven't even
Because
taken
you
me
were-
to dinner at the Olive Garden yet.
You were being super rude and very inappropriate.
He's like,
Ashley,
this might come as a surprise to you, but that's not the first time someone said that to me in my life.
That does not come as a surprise to me, actually.
not a shocker. Do you have a cell phone?
A cell
Does
phone?
anyone have a cell phone? Ashley?
Yeah. Are we calling the cops? Because
Yes.
you
Cops? What's
you-
going on?
look, Shaw, you wanted to play the game, so it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's
Ashley,
fine.
you just got splashed. This is not fine.
I mean, band-aids exist. That's fine. They have a first aid.
so does
thing,
tetanus,
probably.
Ashley.
This is about Zagreus, isn't it?
No, this is about you chasing my friend with a box cutter.
A box cut? What? That is. I would never do anything like that.
He's going to just tilt his head to look pointedly at the box cutter and say, Ashley, in my pocket, I have the sheriff's business card. Can you call him?
Sean, we can't send someone to jail for like, I think it's Jessica. It's not his fault, it's the lake.
Or he cut you with a box cutter.
No, he was saying that I am next. That the lake, and I had this dream, and it's not the weirdest thing that has happened to us.
I hate that you're right, but still, please just call the sheriff.
Okay, sure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your day. And I'll
Oh my
take
God,
your
Ashley.
card.
You do not have to apologize.
You wanted to play the game, and now we're gonna have to deal with the cops.
I'd rather you don't bleed to death or get whatever was on that. That's more important.
Okay, yeah. Sure. Sorry. No, not so. Okay. And she'll like call the number that is on the card.
Let's take a 5-minute break. So, Nathan,
Jason.
you are going to. It sounds like you're going to soak this up. Like you're kind of into this little moment, working through your trauma here in this storage container behind a converted roadside diner.
Cheaper than real therapy.
Indeed, it is. I would like I'll give you the benefit of the day move
Thank you.
to keep your shit together here and not fall into whatever the entity is trying to do to you. What are you afraid is going to happen if you lose your nerve or composure?
I'm worried that I think I'm going to get kind of lost in the scene and not be aware of any potential danger to myself.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with sensitivity.
I'm going to clear
and-
feeling good so I can get advantage on that roll.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Go for it.
Jesus Christ, that's a 5.
Wow. The dice are super not cool. It's good at first. Like, tell me how you like have a different timeline for yourself, like how this bad incident did not occur. And indeed, you actually managed to even not just prevent like a disaster, but also you manage to ingratiate yourself with the production and you become like a big deal. Like, what happens here?
Yeah, I think that instead of causing a series of mess ups that he gets yelled at, he's hyper aware of his responsibilities, of what he was supposed to do and what he wasn't supposed to do, and avoids that and kind of, leans into this illusion until like he kind of in the back of his head is the only part of him that's like, this is not real, but his body goes through the motions. He's even interacting with people as he would have otherwise, but with the hindsight of ways that the situation could have gone better. He stays in his lane and he does very well in it, and deserves some recognition, and actually manages to work well with everybody, kind of having this almost preternatural awareness of their preferences and what they want to do and what they're hoping to do, and just works in tandem with the production. And instead of getting yelled at, he gets he's not showered with compliments and prestige, but he is treated not like that awkward painter who is a day player to get this done. He is very much treated as a competent member of his craft who shows a very promising degree of artistic talent and might even get an in angles that he has been trying to get for years.
I think one of the movie's producers comes up to you, a guy wearing a kind of like a gray suit that has like a kind of rayon sheen to it,
Mm-hmm.
and a sort of maroon colored open necked shirt. And he comes up to you and he says, "Hey, you're that Nathan Toomey kid everyone's talking about, right?"
I didn't realize everyone was talking about me that quickly.
He's like, "You're doing a really fantastic job on set. Everyone,
Thank you.
everyone thinks your little paintings are so great."
Tuck that backhanded compliment away. Thank you. No, I'm just happy to be here and doing what the production needs most.
Happy to be here.
Happy to
That's
be
what I
here.
want to hear. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
How would you like to stay forever?
For what?
I mean, for the the entire production.
Oh, wait, are you offering me a job?
Yeah, a permanent job.
What would I be doing? Just more of this? Just more painting work?
Yeah, a
And
little painting, things.
okay.
Little decor and sets and
I mean,
you look like
I'm not really.
you might have good ideas too about movies and things.
I mean, yeah, I've actually got a few ideas. I'm not like a.
Have you ever seen Treasure Planet?
I worked on Treasure Planet actually.
Oh, I love Treasure Planet.
Thank you. No, not a lot of people say that these days. Thank you.
Well, it was a kind of a disaster box office wise,
Well,
but
Disney, yeah, but anyway.
I'd love to have you stay around for a while. You seem like you seem like the kind of kid who's going places,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He puts his arm around you.
Oh, right. Hello. Hi. Then he realizes, oh, this
The
is
set is flying away.
Oh no.
The component parts are soaring away into an inky void, one after the other, leaving just a tunnel with a white pinprick of light at the end of it. And he says, "Follow me, Nathan Toomey."
I don't no, I think I'm good actually. I think I'm appreciate
I would
the
like
offer.
the day move again. What are you
course.
afraid is going to happen if you fail?
I'm gonna be taken into the pure white signal.
I think that's probably right. Roll with sensitivity again.
Okay. Would Starstruck get in the way of this?
Oh, I think it kind of would actually. Yeah, because this is like your whole thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Topher told Mr. W to look out for Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Could
I'll
what
let him
if-
cancel it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
I
Cool.
think
Yeah.
that maybe Nathan feels like just some wet dog slobber on his hand suddenly and hears the dog whining and feels a tugging back toward the doorway.
Yeah, I'll roll. This
Like
is with
flat roll.
what? Well, oh,
Sensitivity.
sensitivity. Okay, yeah, flat. 5.
I think the man kind of like kicks the dog off you, and he looks at Mr. W and says, "Oh, we're not done with you by a long shot." And then he pulls Nathan into the black tunnel. The pinprick of light is getting brighter and wider and whiter.
Well, I had a great time playing this game, you guys. It's been I'm gonna turn a key.
Indeed. Now I will point out that you do have some
Mhm.
I think there might be a mystery key available here, possibly.
I think, yeah, we haven't marked Starlight Kingdom yet.
Key of neon lights is available if you wanted to mark that one. You also
I-
have your eventual freebies on the Key of Desolation too, if you clear that one I Dream of Deep Lake condition.
True.
Yeah.
I've actually been, yeah, that's hard. I think I'm going to mark. I'll mark neon lights. I'll play it safe for now.
The Key of the Neon Lights. Let's read it out because I think it's something everybody has to do.
Mm.
It says, each Latchkey must recall an exciting destination they dreamed of visiting as a child but never got to go to. Think on that. Let's cut over to Topher briefly. The woman sits down, Crystal Starseed, and she says, You're what I've been waiting for. We're stuck. This moment, this particular, this day, it just keeps happening over and over again. Like that movie, you know, the one with Bill Murray?
Does it though?
Every day,
Is it? Oh,
I get up and I put on this tie-dye shirt. I have a conversation with them. That road maintenance guy comes by. He orders
heard of that guy.
He orders a large coffee. It's steps. It's things. It's the clicking of the of it's the ticking of the clock. It's the ring of a bell. It's the whir of a blender. It's all just happened before. And you are the first thing to disrupt this. You are the signal that's going to lead me out of whatever I'm trapped in right now. You are the signal. You are signals.
Yeah.
First, this is a clue. Her thinking she's in a time loop. Whether she is or not, who knows? But that's your clue. But a condition is, I am the signals. I am signals. I am error and I am signals.
Right. So as Topher looks around, are there still this not diner feels very like weird. Are there any of the otherworldly cameras inside the diner? Because it feels like for whatever reason there might not be.
Interesting. I would say no. In fact, I would go so far as to say that this place, when you walk inside, it really does feel like it's separate from the world in a way. It's its own little pocket dimension, so to speak.
Can I get some of whatever those people were having like to go?
She says, well, that's highly unusual, but I suppose I can make that happen.
Cool. I think Topher's gonna just kind of stand up and look around the place, try and figure out what is this building's deal.
Yeah. I'll give you one meddling move with reason.
9.
We'll come back to this. So Ashley and Sean, you have Bart Kincaid subdued. What were you doing after that?
Calling the sheriff
Oh, that's right.
and his personal number.
Sheriff Hanscom shows up and he gives you a nod, Ashley, and then he looks at you, Sean, and says, "It's good to see you again."
Yeah, thank you for coming. This guy here,
Seems like every time I run into you, you're in some kind of trouble.
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I like that shirt you're wearing. Is that like a Freemason thing?
No, that's the Triforce, totally different.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this guy here cut my friend with a box cutter. And this is a citizen's arrest. That counts, right?
He's like, not exactly, but I take your point more or less. Okay, Coke bottles. And he like lifts up Bart Kincaid. And he's like, "Did you cut this young woman?" And Bart's like, "No." And he's like, "Well, it's 2 versus 1. So I'm not sure if that's a legal basis to take you in or not. But, and he kind of like ushers Bart over to his police vehicle and says, "You are from out of town, son, and out of town people can be trouble. Let's just go down to the station, get this sorted out." He puts Bart protests, but he puts Bart in the back of the SUV, like a Suburban. And he turns to you and says, "Are we all good here?"
Do you have like a first aid kit?
Oh, you're not kidding. Jeez, look at her leg. Yeah, 1 second. And he goes and he
It's not
he
fine.
gets the first aid kit, and he'll help you kind of like patch that up a little bit, Ashley. And he says, "What's going on with you two? Every time."
I don't suppose you swung past Escondido Street lately?
I have. It's much as it always is. Quite empty, quite abandoned.
Oh. Well, that was not expecting that. And he'll turn to
What
Ashley.
were you expecting? That the Rappaports came back after 10 years?
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy?
Listen, things are a little crazy around here right now. Speaking of, people are coming into town because of this video game. I assume that's what the two of you are here for at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Roaming around an abandoned house. I've got people driving out at night to that abandoned theme park. There's a lot going on right now. I've got a lot of things to keep in. Where's your friend?
Which one?
Guy, very artist hands, I would say.
Yeah,
High-strung.
actually, I don't.
Well, I
thought
mean,
he'd be
he's
back
not.
at the house. He kind of is.
Okay, kind of is.
Yeah, that
But
guy.
yes, he's fine. But Sheriff, you are right that we do run into quite a bit of trouble. So maybe
I'm just saying
you
that
and
you're at the
Sean.
nexus of 3 distinct points of trouble.
True,
That's all I
true. I think maybe you and Sean should like discuss that, maybe over coffee at some point. Because
Is your friend trying to set us up on a date?
No.
right now?
Look, because I'm thinking, I'm I'm bleeding. I lost a lot of blood, so I'm a little woozy. So you can't tell anything that I say against me at this point currently. And second, I was thinking, keeping an eye out is how you serve the community, right? So, yeah. Right?
I mean, I could go for a cup of coffee. It is only 6:30 in the morning.
But my friend here, bleeding. And
It's fine. It's fine. Your friend here is fine.
I think at this point, FG comes by and he's ready to open up the arcade. He's like, Sheriff? Oh, hey, you were here yesterday.
Yeah.
Come to get a game or two in.
Yeah, I was hoping to see the game. But
I'll hold your spot, Sean. I'll hold your spot, and you just go get some coffee, and I'll hold your spot. I have so
oh my
many
God.
coins in my
What's that thing on
pocket
your
right
shirt?
now.
Is that like the pyramid on the back of the money? I love that money. That's what we're making lately, ever since we got Zagreus back in.
Yeah.
Money.
You know what? Maybe I'll go get coffee and I'll bring it back.
Money. What happened to that weird kid who was like camping out here?
He stabbed my friend a little bit.
It's fine.
Not fine. Let's. Oh my God.
Go
And I
get
think Sean's
coffee.
just
Do
like-
not bring it back. And she'll get up and she's like limping pretty badly, and she'll just like very cheerfully limp to the entry.
He's like, all right, our first customer of the day. Tell you what, because of your injury, I'll let you play on the house until the crowd shows up.
That is so nice of you. Thank you.
I like to give back to the community, you know? Good old FG.
Yeah. I'll tell the community about it for sure.
Come on in. Don't mind that stale Cheeto smell. That's just the way it is in a place like this. It's the youth of America.
It's a charm. And as I go in, I just throw Sean like a last look, and I just mouth like, do not bring coffee back as I go in.
Sean will just say 1 hour. That's it. 1 hour. Don't get stabbed again.
He's like, and Sheriff Hanscom says, all right, well, let me go put this social malcontent in the holding cell. We'll go grab that coffee. He can cool his boots for a little bit while we grab a cup of Joe.
Yeah. Okay.
He like stops you. And he like moves his hand up to your mouth, and he like brushes off something from the corner of your mouth. He's like, I think you got some of your friend's blood right there.
Oh, thanks.
And we'll cut back over to Nathan. Nathan. So you turned a key of the neon lights. So instead, you are going to keep it together. Let's take a look at you as a character. I'm going to give you marked by the anomaly as a condition, but otherwise you keep it together. Go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, I think as he's getting pulled towards the white light, feels the slobbering dog that he cannot see, but feels it. I think he's gonna wrench himself away from Mr. Producer Man over here. And I guess just run in the opposite direction of like the white light and just kind of move forward and throw himself with reckless abandon, kind of hoping that he can exit stage left.
You managed to get out into the early morning sunlight of out of the storage container. I think you don't see Mr. W, but maybe you feel Mr. W. you feel a distinct presence of someone. Still not entirely clear what happened to the person who popped your tires, which has put a real damper on the remainder of this day, I imagine. And Topher, you did the meddling move. What was your die result?
I believe it was a 9.
A 9.
Yeah, it was with reason.
Mm-hmm. I think yeah. I think as you are looking around, you'll notice everything in the diner starts to fade to gray. The people, the tchotchkes, the big paper mache alien that greets you at the front door goes from green to gray, colorful to gray. Everything is becoming gray, except for the floor tiles at the entrance of the diner or the juice bar. It seems like these floor tiles have been here since it was a diner. They look like they're original, but they make up a really particular geometric pattern. That's the clue. And I think as the complication, I'm going to just push this scene to a conclusion, essentially. And you see Nathan stumbling around the corner with Mr. W. Nathan looks white as a sheet. And when Nathan stumbles in front of the window, Crystal Starseed says, "Every time, every loop ends when he comes stumbling in front of the window. He reaches for the door, and I hear the bell." And the two of you are sitting inside your car, Nathan, looking outside or looking inside the juice bar.
Is it like open? Wait, so we reset the loop and am I just sitting in my car now? Oh no.
You're sitting in your car.
Oh, that's so creepy. I sit there and I say to Topher, who I assume is here with me, I said, Topher, you there? Hello?
Topher plays Who Let the Dogs Out over the radio.
You remember that? Did that happen to you as well?
Woof.
There was
woof,
a
woof,
yeah.
woof.
Pretty much.
I think Nathan is gonna be like, let's I think I'm good to skip morning juice and pull back out onto the highway.
Yeah, your tires are fine. Like everything is okay. You just
Oh, good.
Okay.
pull out.
Yeah, just never mind. Let's not go there.
Meanwhile, Ashley, inside the Galaxia arcade, Zagreus is on its little plastic title panel, glowing green. And FG, he gives you a little stack of quarters. He says, "All right, well, be careful. Don't get sucked in."
Has that happened before?
Not yet, but you know what they say.
What do they say?
Have a good
Be
time.
careful of. Right. Thank you. And I think we see like as she like one of the quarters like actually falters, like stumbles out of her shaking hands as she kind of has to do this a few times and then picks it up very quickly, still smiling, but her
Mhm.
hands are shaking. She puts one in, says, "Yeah, I'll just suck at this game. It's fine. I'm holding my spot. Sean is happy. It's fine. And I think she'll very quickly just text Nathan, "Are you okay? Morning's a bit weird. I'm fine." Just like after that, and then a happy, like the colon and the parentheses smiley, and puts it back and starts playing.
The game is really bad. You like the intentions are really unclear. Like you have a character roaming around, there's other little characters roaming around. It's not entirely clear what you're supposed to be doing. The character just randomly dies and it starts over sometimes. Sometimes you play it and new things appear that weren't there before. FG will come back over at a certain point and say, yeah, it's not actually very good. It's like, that's the thing about it.
It's not. Yeah.
It's no Ms. Pac-Man.
It is not. No. Was this like always your place, or how did you get to do all of this?
Make the meddling move with presence.
That is a 13.
Oh, very good. He says, yeah, I've been running this joint since the 80s. I mean, back when games were games. I mean, personally, I don't really care about video games. I like a good book. But I understand the youth of America, and I know what the youth of America wants. And the youth of America wants this modern day replacement for the hearth fire.
Exactly, yeah.
Used to be, in my day, you sit around the campfire and you roast some s'mores or some hot dogs or yourself, and you talk about the good times, you share stories, you entertain each other. And now we sit around this. Well, I don't, but the youth of America do.
Mm-hmm. Just violence all the time. Gotta stab something to have fun.
Yeah, it's kind of, times change. I don't want to be one of those old guys, who's holding on to the past. But this game here. Hey, can I tell you something funny?
I love funny, yeah.
Ever since I found this thing and won it in that auction and brought it here, I've been having dreams. I have this dream where I'm like in this dark pit, and inside the pit there are people screaming, voices rising up from the darkness, but in pain and terror. And I never see who they are, but I know who they are. They're gods, dead gods, screaming in their death throes. And I think that I can go down there and, well, am I going to rescue them or am I going to keep killing them? I don't know. Don't you think that's funny?
Yeah, a little bit. Can I tell you something funny?
Yeah, sure.
I used to sleepwalk as a child. I used to have dreams too. And then, like the kind of dreams that you're not supposed to be having, right? Like video games dreams, level of blood and violence and stabbing. And I used to sleepwalk, and then one day I wake up and I'm holding a knife and there's blood fresh dripping off it. And I'm awake at this point and there's blood off the knife. And I never found out whose blood that was. And then the dreams went away for a very long time. And then yesterday, that kind of dream came back. Isn't that funny?
He leans into you and he says, for all you know, You could be dreaming right now.
I kind of hope I am.
You are holding a knife.
I immediately look.
You are.
Oh,
He says, don't look too surprised. Everything that's happening has happened before. For example, roughly 38,000 years ago, the first pact was made between the Flame Keepers and the Skystone Dwellers, activating places of power in the desert wastes that will keep the Bone Wolves and other great hungers at bay, so that no harm would come to the children, and that the people would sleep at night again, dreaming the dream of their bright future under the watchful stars. Everyone dreams. But
yeah.
I guess the question is, in your dream, are you a Skystone Dweller, or are you one of the great hungers?
She looks at the knife in her hand and she says, pretty sure I'm a hunger.
And he looks at the arcade cabinet. I believe I am a Flame Keeper.
Mhm.
What are you going to do with that knife?
I don't know, feels like when you hold a knife, you should stab someone with it, right?
There is a certain logic to it, and
Isn't
not
there?
even dream logic.
Hmm.
If Ashley wants to stop this, I'll give you a roll, but otherwise you can just let it happen.
I think she's gonna stab him. Yeah, I think she's just like, fuck it. I guess we need to find out, right?
Sean, you and Sheriff Hanscom drop off Bart Kincaid, and you're having coffee. He says, so where are you from?
Here, actually, until
No, I knew that. I was in high school and you were in elementary school, I think. I think we established that. I mean, where are you from recently?
right, Jim Thorpe. It's in Pennsylvania. I know it's a
Oh.
weird name.
Oh.
Nice town though.
Jim Thorpe or Deep Lake?
Jim Thorpe. Deep Lake is something else.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's my something else, though.
Yeah, I guess that's part of the job, right?
Yeah, well, you do what you can. Everybody here is a little, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but everybody here is a little disconnected from the world.
A little bit. Did notice, yeah.
He's like, it's warm this morning. And he goes and like unbuttons the top two buttons on his little khaki shirt.
And Sean's cheeks just redden. His eyes are just there. Sorry. Yeah, warm.
Yeah, feeling a little hot.
Yeah. Coffee will do that.
Coffee, love it. Love coffee. Even here.
Yeah, it's not great. But it'll do the job. I was not expecting this morning. I'll be honest.
You were not expecting to be standing in front of a video arcade at 6 a.m. and having your friend be assaulted by a young man who smells oddly of Doritos and Mountain Dew? Is not what you were expecting?
That, but also this coffee with you.
Oh, well, it's just coffee, right, Sean?
Right, just coffee. Well, I appreciate the time, Sheriff. But I have a question, actually.
Shoot.
Do you maybe want it to not just be coffee? Maybe do something else another time? Maybe later tonight? Maybe.
Day move. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
Sean will just completely humiliate himself here.
Go ahead and roll with composure. And
That's an 8.
an 8. Okay. He says, okay, yeah, we can do that. And he kind of like leans back and he says, why don't you come over to my place? We can watch a movie.
I love movies. Yeah, that's great.
Cool. Yeah. I gotta warn you, I haven't upgraded to DVD yet.
I am very familiar with VCRs.
The year 2004. I hope so, Sean.
Yeah. No, that's great. Wow. In the meantime, though, I should probably get back to my friend.
He's like, oh, there she is right there. And Ashley's just wandering on the street.
And Sean's surprised face will just kind of drop, and he'll get up and head for the door.
Indeed. Things are getting complicated here in Deep Lake. Let's do one more scene with Topher and Nathan. At Starlight Kingdom, if you want.
Yeah, we definitely drove there. That was our purpose.
I think when you arrive this time, there's not as many people here as was here last time in the day, but there is someone in the center of the park, the little like town square part of the park, you know, and he is covered in dried paint and dust, and he has overalls on, and he's surrounded by power tools and other things like that. And he looks like he's doing some kind of like art installation in the town square of the park. You see this sort of like sculpture, this found object sculpture that he's putting together, you know, and he sees the two of you come up through the gate, or just you, Nathan, and he says, he's like, oh, hey.
Hey, what's up?
Nah, not much. I just like to get here before the crowds, you know.
Yeah, what are you working on there?
He's like, this sculpture here. You know, it's I don't know, something about this place really speaks to me. I'm an artist, and
Same, yeah.
oh, you don't look like an artist.
Not a sculpture artist. I a painter.
Oh, you're. It's just that your pants and your shoes and your coat are really clean to be a painter.
Haven't painted today.
Oh, okay. So you just occasionally do art?
No, I do art for a living.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
You're not really you're more of a decorator, a decor guy, decorative arts more than
No,
the fine arts.
not particularly.
Got it.
No.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
actually, while you're here, would you mind standing right here?
Why?
It's something about your energy, man.
Okay,
feeling
something about your
inspired.
energy makes me want to go all the way over there. So,
Oh man, but see, that's what it's this tension between us, right? This tension between you and me, the
mhm,
tension between the
yep.
artist and whatever you are. And
Okay, yeah, cool. Hey, actually, this is great. I have an invisible friend who would love to stand here and be your vibe inspiration while I go do literally anything else.
he's like, okay, cool, man. Sorry, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
Wrong foot, probably started by insulting my art. That is definitely a wrong foot in my book.
It's just that a lot of people call themselves artists, you know?
Yeah. I do art for a living. I paint for a living. I am an artist for a living. How's your art going?
I'm just bending space time, man.
Cool.
Just tuning into the waves,
Mhm.
receiving the signal.
Signal.
Mm.
Cool. Love that. So, what's this supposed to be?
Oh, now you're interested.
Someone has drawn a mustache on this sculpture. In the meantime, how strange.
I wonder who could have done that. Yeah, maybe I'm expanding my antennae to the signals and whatnot.
Yeah. You should come here at night. You know what happens at night, right?
Yeah, I've been here at night before with those Psychic Narwhal Messiah folks.
Oh, you know Psychic Narwhal Messiah?
Yeah, me and Sparkle Raptor hung out a couple nights ago.
Oh,
No,
got
it's not.
it.
It's not like that. It's not like that.
Oh, well, I imagine not, because Sparkle Raptor and I have hung out last night.
Right on. They're still in town.
Yeah. Putting on
gonna
a
be here
concert tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured you would know since you were Sparkle Raptor's friend, but apparently not.
No, I didn't say friend. I just said I know her and we hung out. That sounds fun. I mean, what, the cops don't mind?
I don't think they get out here too often.
Fair enough. So, how long have you been out here building this sculpture? Like what is the inspiration here? What is this kind of what's the meaning you're aiming for? Art is
Do the
subjective.
meddling move with presents.
Great. Any disadvantage? No?
No, it's okay.
Okay, I like it.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna mark my portfolio of like conversationally just be like, yeah, okay, like I'm an
Here's
artist
my
too.
portfolio.
Yeah, just like showing off my pieces since he's minimizing it and just being like, let's talk about our art for a minute here, bud. Yeah, and I'll roll with advantage. Here's my portfolio, you absolute terrible person. That is a plus presence, 9.
A 9. He's like, is that from Treasure Planet?
Yeah,
He's like, Treasure Planet?
dude, really.
I'm just saying, I think that like giving your talents to a major corporation just so that they can put it into a frankly questionable filmmaking venture. It's just a bit of a sellout. That's all I'm saying.
Fun. Yeah. So difference between selling out and being what? Free floating. I don't know what thing you've got going on here, but like, yeah, I don't exactly like the fact that I'm working for a company that doesn't respect my work. However, not sure if you kind of understand how the whole I want to do art professionally for a living thing works. Kinda that I'm using as a doorway. You right? Is that something that we can relate to? It is a gateway that I'm going through so that I can get out of their whole shackles and do my own thing by saving up enough money. And by the way, your plaster is cracking. It's not supposed to set in direct sunlight.
I actually think that would be an interesting complication here. I think he he gets pulled away by the sculpture. He has to tend to it. I'm going to give you a clue though, which you'll
Okay.
see in the sculpture. I think you'll notice deep in the heart of the sculpture what at first appeared to be some sort of like neon paint or splotches of neon paint is actually bioluminescent flora gathered into the dark heart of the sculpture, and it actually quivers and moves. He doesn't even seem to be aware of it as he's trying to like prevent this particular piece of the sculpture from falling down. Topher, what are you doing right now?
I think that Topher is going to just kind of explore the space. They haven't ever been to the Starlight Kingdom yet, so I think he's just kind of interested in seeing what is going on around here.
I'll give you
So
some
just
places to
taking a
start.
little walk.
You can do the Arc, which is this kind of large, unfinished dome structure that sort of towers over the park. And it was meant to eventually be like a sort of like space age Noah's Ark kind of display thing. There is a crop circle maze. There is Paul Greco, the founder's trailer. And there's the only completed ride, the Heavenly Descent, as well. There's also that weird building, that little flat, unremarkable gray building.
Did Nathan tell anyone about the experience that he had in the building?
I actually don't think I did. I don't think it was kind of weird and never mentioned it.
Then I think in that case, I think I want to ride the ride.
Oh, very interesting. The Heavenly
Me and
Descent
Mr.
is
W are gonna go on a play date.
the Heavenly Descent is the only fully constructed ride in Starlight Kingdom. It's a train of flying saucer-shaped cars passing a series of panoramic displays which illustrate the story of how the son of the stars came down to Earth. The rails are rusted and missing several sections, but the full route is walkable. Riding it may be out of the question, regrettably. The ride does culminate in a darkened passage through this little mountain, emerging from a round door that resembles both the door of a tomb and a flying saucer. Most intriguingly, a series of television monitors mounted overhead at various points in the line to get on the ride are connected to a VCR near the operator's station. Paint the scene. What is the most far-fetched parable or ridiculous scene displayed on the ride?
I think that we see a depiction of the Last Supper, but it is completely populated, all except for Jesus Christ himself, with gray aliens.
I think we see I don't know if anyone has seen the picture, but like the wound of Jesus has a very specific connotation about what it actually looks like. And I think it's like that's painted, but the colors are like all psychedelic and it's like one of those things where they try to like make it with mirrors so you can like see like there's a wound inside the wound, inside the wound, inside the wound, inside the wound, and it's just like really questionable.
There's a depiction of how the Son of the Stars has stayed alongside humanity for generations beyond its corporeal derealization. And there are sequences of just random events throughout human history, and one of them is strangely showing like a baseball diamond of Babe Ruth hitting a home run, but the Son of the Stars is in the clouds swinging a spectral bat, implying that great feats of sports and stuff are been influenced.
I think there's a picture of the ride going up on a slant, and then it actually goes behind one of these other pictures. And when the track resumes on the other side, the ride is empty, but there are people with angel wings excitedly flying upward now.
Nice. Topher, you can take a meddling move with reason just for looking around.
Eight.
All right. Give you your clue, and then we're going to cut over and have our last scene over back in Deep Lake. While you're in the tunnel, you find a suitcase full of Bibles, each Bible a different translation or edition, as well as newspaper clippings of alleged UFO sightings. And no further complication. That's going to be it. Let's just have the scene with Sean and Ashley. Ashley looks a little dazed, Sean.
Yeah, I think in her dream, she just looked at FG and said, I don't want to be next, FG. I don't want to be hunted anymore. I think it's time for me to be hunting. And then I would have, like, in whatever was happening, lounged at him. And now I'm just walking around a little dazed.
Is Ashley still covered in blood?
Probably, yeah. She didn't wash it off.
So maybe that's what gets your attention, Sean. Before Sheriff Hanscom can see it, maybe you intervene here. What do you do?
Yeah, he'll rush forward and kind of take her by the shoulders and say, are you okay? What?
Just as an aside, Sheriff Hanscom says to himself, I guess I'm picking up coffee this morning.
Amazing. I think Ashley just goes like, huh? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Whose blood is this, Ashley?
Probably mine. I've been bleeding a lot today, so.
Okay, we got to get you out of here right now. And
No, you wanted to play your game. You should play your game.
Ashley, you're more important than the game.
Yeah, but I'll be around tomorrow, and if you go back for your game tomorrow, you like have to wait in line, and I don't want to cause trouble. It's okay.
Ashley, I'm going to give you a
Ashley?
condition, the hunter. You can suppress it with your move if you want, but otherwise.
Oh, I really do love that one. But you know what? Let's get this move going. I'll suppress it. It's a good move.
So what does that look like?
Yeah, I think like as I'm like going, it's okay. There's just like her knuckles around the knife go white for a second if I'm still holding it. And then I'll just go like, I guess I don't need this. And I'll just drop it. And be like, oh, look, I still have quarters for you. You can.
Sheriff Hanscom comes to the door of the diner or the little restaurant And he pokes his head out and he's like, Sean, is everything okay out there?
Yeah, my friend's feeling a little lightheaded. We're gonna get her to the emergency department, I think.
I can help you out with that. Let me go get the car.
No, it's good. We're halfway there, right?
Make the day move with composure. What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail?
He's going to see all the blood, maybe the knife, and that will be complicated.
It will be complicated indeed. Go ahead and roll with composure.
A 6.
He does indeed. He says, wait a second. And he looks at Ashley and says, Miss, and he's got his hand on his sidearm. I think you need to come with me.
I don't think that's a good idea.
He says, no, I think it probably is a good idea. And he looks at you, Sean, and says, help me out here.
I think I'm going to mark a mask.
Tourniquet.
Tourniquet. Thank you.
Indeed. I don't know if Zagreus has one or not. Oh, it does. It's a pretty good one too. For this moment, the key of the palace. Each Latchkey narrates a dream about the occluded king sitting on his blood-red throne. But it's up to you.
I think I'm going to take the wandering monolith instead.
Oh, very good. Instead, he says, he's at the door and he says, what's going on out there? How do you divert him?
We're okay. My friend's just not feeling so good, so I'm gonna walk her home. I'll catch up with you tonight.
He says, yeah, tonight. And he says, he kind of tells you where his house is or whatever. And he says, if you got a movie you want to watch, I'm game for anything.
I will bring something fun.
I'm really into romantic comedies, actually.
Oh. I'll see what I can do.
And that'll conclude the day phase.
I'm exhausted. These rolls have been so bad.
This session, it's like not even of the rails. Like the rails aren't even visible anymore. There's no rails.
Topher took the rails with them.
The rails are on the heavenly descent and they're missing parts. Do we have any moves that resolve during the dusk phase? I don't think so. Are you watching an Odyssey tape tonight?
That's a great question. I think
Head
it
over
would
to
be
Sheriff
so
Hanscom's and watch an Odyssey tape.
I think that would be hilarious.
I don't want a third wheel. I don't want to do that. I don't want to come over with that.
It would be hilarious if Sean just grabbed the wrong tape, or he grabbed the right tape, but it wasn't what was there when he got to the sheriff's house.
Oh,
I don't know. If
And we're
Nathan
just like
can-
watching from the window.
Oh my
It's
god.
like-
I don't know.
well, I mean, there are otherworldly cameras everywhere.
I will say that I am okay with Topher breaking off to make the confession to the lake if you want to resolve the deep lake lurker. If you want to otherwise watch a tape. So
I think Alex said maybe he wanted to go to the concert.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nathan was thinking about going to the concert, and actually, I don't know what state we're gonna find Ashley in when I get back from my trip.
invite Sheriff Hanscom to the
Everything's
concert.
fine.
I don't want to
Invite Sheriff
interrupt the
Hanscom to the
date.
concert. And then you can watch an Odyssey tape on the VCR of the Heavenly Descent ride.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is fun. I don't know
That's
how
pretty good.
Ben, how do you feel about
No, I think
Changing your
that's a
date up.
fun. And also, like, going to a public place, definitely less pressure than sheriff's house.
honestly? Yeah. Yeah, then I fuck. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think specifically, this is a really funny moment to emphasize. I think Nathan is like, and again, I don't know what state Ashley's in when we get back, is like vaguely words what someone could interpret as asking Ashley on a date to go with him, but is easily misinterpreted by everyone else as like, oh, let's all go.
Yeah.
I think the vibes are rancid and that is not clear. So it's just, okay, yeah, cool. We're all going to the weird concert
Mhm.
tonight.
I imagine that Ashley is still like just like smiling and oh yeah, that sounds really fun. And maybe Sean is like, yeah, I'm not letting Ashley out of my sight right now.
So let's
Yeah,
bring the sheriff
that's
along.
true.
That'll
You
be
would
fun.
want to keep Ashley in sight, right? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. I mean that we can't let that slide.
Does Sean let Nathan know that Ashley's acting weird, or is he not letting that slip?
By acting weird,
Uh,
hands covered in blood and holding a knife.
No, if she
I
got
think he would
cleaned up afterwards.
downplay. He would downplay how weird
Okay.
it is.
It's fine.
Not fine.
Just doing
I
some
mean-
sleepwalking things.
Yeah, I'm just
Just
I want to
chilling.
know who I stabbed. I am so excited.
So let's talk about the night
Girl.
phase. Okay. You have the option of trying to answer a question if you want. I don't know if you have any that are ready or not, but
I think
As an
we
option.
have enough to answer the first one for Starlight Kingdom if we wanted to.
that is true. You do.
Or
But I also kind of want to let that one sit for a bit because I'm having fun with it.
I don't think that ends it. I mean, it just
No,
unlocks
that
the next
just unlocks the
question.
next one,
so,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the
let's
threshold question.
I think we could probably like pretty quickly answer that like right now. Like we have enough clues. I think it's
It's a really straightforward question.
really
too.
straightforward. And
Yeah.
I have my nostalgia move clue that I still haven't detailed. So if
Oh,
we need
yeah.
one, I'll come up with one right now. But otherwise, I'll save it for down the line because I keep forgetting about that.
If you all need a minute, we can take a minute to think about the answer question. But if you want to go and just get it done now, we can do it now too. So
Feels pretty strongly like alien intelligence to me based on like some of the clues we've been interacting with.
let's
but if we
review
need
the
a minute-
clues really quickly. A pamphlet called "The Gospel of the Star King," claiming that all alien encounters are visitations from Jesus and his angels. We have this undefined move or this undefined nostalgia move clue. Crystal Starseed believes she's caught in a time loop. There's the weird geometric pattern in the floor tiles of the fifth dimension that's probably connected to said time loop. In this sculpture, there's this bioluminescent flora, and it moves. And then a suitcase full of Bibles, but also clippings of alien and UFO sightings. And so we're thinking that it's definitely alien intelligence then, based off these clues?
Me, I don't know if anyone else had a different idea though.
I think that sounds about right. Yeah.
Which clues are we going to incorporate into that?
I feel like the pamphlet is a pretty obvious one, as well as the suitcase of Bibles and UFO sightings. Those
Right.
kind of just make sense for
The bioluminescent flora can be alien flora.
Oh yeah,
Like-
it's like something that like Paul
Yeah.
Greco had, or they
Yeah.
gave to him or something. Yeah,
From
yeah.
another
the soul
dimension.
fungus.
Yes.
It's certainly much more direct physical evidence of that
Mm.
than a psychic
Yeah.
anomaly, right? So that makes sense to me.
Uh,
It's still a -1 on the roll.
I think that the floor tiles. What if they're in like almost hieroglyphic, like alien sort of?
Oh, this is Ancient Aliens.
yeah, like
like it's a
ancient aliens.
message.
Yeah.
Like it's a message or like some kind of code that was left. Maybe to like if other aliens ever come here, right? There's like a message for
Yeah.
them, like don't bother, they're all
It's
weird.
like it's like
Yeah, like
Leave
this.
them
This
it's
alone.
like try
has
the
really
cosmic
bad
sunrise.
Yeah. That's really good.
I'm willing to throw a +1 in there if people don't mind. I think I can explain Crystal Starseed's time loop as part of that theory.
Okay.
Unless we want to hold on to that. I'm thinking that what if she believes she's caught in a time loop. Well, we also had direct evidence of the time loop. But
true.
attaching it to the weird ancient aliens hieroglyphs thing. What if it's like that is like where the diner is? This is weird, but like where the diner is, there was like a UFO crash a long time ago, and there's just like this weird kind of preternatural element that has started like looping because of whatever's happening in Starlight Kingdom. Like it's essentially a site that like manifesting some strange power because of the park waking up.
Ooh,
That
that's neat.
that is cool. I also kind of want to hold on to it because I like the clues so much, but I'm
Fair
also
enough.
cool if we want to use it. I also think like either answer here is cool, so I don't mind if we.
I mean, I think
Don't
with the
roll
4 that
well.
you've got, it's still flat. It's a flat roll,
Yeah,
which is
I'm fine with
which
holding on
for
to 4, yeah.
this for just a threshold question. A flat roll is not bad because it's just going to be the other if you're wrong.
Totally fine by me.
Who wants to roll it?
Who's not had bad dice luck today?
We're all
All of
the
us.
vibes are
I-
all rancid.
I don't think I've rolled a miss yet, at the
Okay,
very least.
go.
But that does
Go break that
potentially mean that
streak.
I'm due.
Yeah, you jinx it, you roll. It's 8
Oh,
guys
8.
now.
We're fine. We're good.
Hey,
It
we're
is
good.
Correct. It is indeed. The founder, Paul Greco, was influenced by an alien intelligence. And so your question now is, well, what does the alien intelligence want? It's a complexity 4. The opportunity is to resolve the mystery by making contact and convincing it to leave the area. So that is where we are at with that. I'll update that on the break. Let's keep going with our phase here. So what's everyone doing tonight? Sounds like we are going to watch a video at the park during the concert. Is there anything in particular you want to be doing during the concert or as the tape is playing or what?
Topher's going to be...
Sean just like connecting with Bill Hanscom or more than that?
That and also trying to subtly keep an eye on Ashley.
Nathan is
Yeah,
also
yeah.
able to keep an eye on Ashley as well, since he's probably gonna be like hanging out. Though I do feel like if he feels like, I feel like since he doesn't know the full extent, Nathan's actually thinking Sean is being a dick by just like you know, by basically like forcing himself into a social situation. And I'm just like, dude, can I please have a moment? If I get too frustrated, he might end up just going to see if he can go hang out with Sparkle Raptor again.
Indeed. Ashley, what are you going to be doing during all this?
I think this is a weird party. I think Ashley wants to see if she can find someone who is willing to give her some stuff to open her mind and maybe find more stuff in the dreams. She is looking to get really high.
Should not be any trouble at a PNM
Exactly.
concert.
Exactly.
All right. Love it. Topher, what are you going to do tonight?
Well, I believe Topher still has a date with the lake.
Date with the lake. Sounds good to me. Do we have any unresolved key prompts that we need to do? You can save it for the dawn as well. Everybody has to do neon lights, but yeah. Oh, did we freeze?
The whole time.
Oh no. You're back. Okay, there
I'm
he
back.
is.
Yeah,
You're
it
back.
froze for a moment. It says my internet connection is unstable. That's lame.
We decided you were the next victim.
Yeah.
Guess
So
I
let me go back
forgot
to what I was saying. Do we have any key prompts that need to be resolved right now? Besides
marked-
neon.
Oh, yeah.
Or neon lights, everybody has to do, but
Are there prompts for the Wandering Monolith?
no.
Nope.
Okay, and I don't think so. I think those were the only ones marked, right?
Does anybody want to do their key of the neon light?
I can do that. So this is each latchkey recalls an exciting destination they dreamed of visiting as a child but never got to go to. I think that we see a young Topher sitting in their room, not their room, in the living room of their childhood home, sat in front of a TV that is playing a recorded taping of a computer science conference. They were a huge nerd. like always have been, and so they are just sitting and rapidly like taking notes on all of the things that like Bill Gates or whoever is saying up on stage, and be like, oh, I am going to make such cool things. And then they had stand up and run into the kitchen where their mom is cooking dinner, and says, "Mom, I got straight A's on my report card. So does that mean that we can go to the Tech Expo this year or next year or sometime, please?" And his mom chuckles a little bit and uh, turns to look at him from preparing lunch or whatever it was, uh, and she says, "Of course, Topher. We'll be able to get you to that as soon as we can. We've been trying, you know. It's kind of rough since everything happened. Um, but you have been doing so good. I'll tell you what. We'll take you out for ice cream tonight, and we'll see about the Tech Expo. Okay?"
Fantastic. Any other key of the neon lights?
Yeah, I think we see Ashley is sitting on a table, and her father has like all these has a map laid out, and he says, "All right, where to next? Remember, we are not picking anything in the States this time. It wasn't far enough. So you pick." And we see her eyes kind of go over the map. There are like already dots there, like locations crossed out on this map. And I think she says, hmm, I mean, I really want to go see the rainforest. I think, the birds of paradise always make me laugh. Maybe I can be the next one. It's really far away. It's probably okay. And father smiles and says, "Well, all right, I'll put it on the list." And he opens a booklet. He checks something off. And he says, any backups that aren't like wildly expensive? And we see her like look around, and she says, we could do Europe again. Um, we haven't been to Venice. And he goes like, all right. And he writes it down, and it goes on like that for a little while.
I got one for Nathan. Yeah, I can make it quick. When Nathan was a kid, he obviously, as we know, really liked DuckTales and seeing scenes of adventure and all that fun whimsy. He really wanted to, at one point, he dreamed of visiting, strangely enough, Algeria. I mean, there was this kind of like, it was a mix of different things, but Nathan had like a Mediterranean phase at one point of just being really into just artistically, culturally, Greek mythology was his thing for a while. And he really wanted to go to like Algeria and more so like the Mediterranean in general, but like he had this like fantastical dream of sailing around like the islands in the just the sea, and just visiting the coasts of Spain and Catalan and Italy and Algeria, and having this beautiful sailing adventure. He painted so many like islands and old temples and ruins, and it occupied his imagination. But his family never had the money to end up going there, and he's been too busy to travel there now. And a spike of both spite and jealousy is in his heart, because he knows that Isabella is closer to being able to do that than he is right now.
Sean, as a kid in the late 80s, early 90s, of certain interests, was always excited when the commercials for Walt Disney's World on Ice would come on. And it blew his mind when they announced the tour was hitting a city close to Deep Lake. And he begged and he pleaded. He really wanted to see this, especially because it was about a year after The Little Mermaid, and he knew that would be the highlight. But his dad said no. And he didn't exactly say why, but Sean could hear it in the voice. That's her girls. And it broke his heart, and he taped the commercials every time he saw them on. And late at night, he would watch those commercials as if it was the actual show.
Which Odyssey tape are we doing?
I say video beat.
Makes sense, I think, for the setting that you're doing it in.
It's a concert, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So this is I Want My Video Beat. This tape is an episode of Video Beat, a show that plays music videos. People who remember Video Beat can never quite recall the names of any of the bands or songs featured on the show, only that they were obscure. In fact, the bands do not exist and have never existed. Any attempt by the Latchkeys to do an internet search for the bands featured in the episode will fail to find any information. The episode ends with the host and VJ Raygun Rosales breakdancing in a room decorated with Memphis design wallpaper and chairs. Raygun's shtick is to announce the name of the upcoming video and then blast the screen with his raygun fingers, an action accompanied by a cheesy laser blaster sound, at which point the screen fades to white and the video plays. You each get your own video. The first one is going to be for Alex. The second video is for Jazzy. The third video is for Ben. And the fourth video is for Steph. We'll take we'll have a real fast night phase. We'll take a 10-minute break and then come back and do a quick night phase. It's the night phase. We see a hand in the control booth of the Heavenly Descent. Push the tape in, press play, and all the TV screens on that ride, there's a dozen or more, blink to life.
The first music video featured on this episode of I Want My Video Beat, as Raygun Rosales blasters the screen into the white transition. It cuts to a music video that is set in a filthy back alley of like a nightclub. There's like a neon sign of like a cat with whiskers, and the little text in the bottom left corner says that this is the song title is Puss in Boots by a Minneapolis-based funk R&B band called the Meow Meow Meows. The band are all wearing essentially what is a mix of like leather, like night getup, and like wearing like sunglasses, shades at night, cat ears like on their heads as well. You know, playing the bass. They got the guy in the drums kind of the background. At the very front is the very charismatic Marvin Stray Cat Struthers, who is grooving. On each of his arms is a scantily clad woman in a tube, like a leopard print tube top with very furry kind of like boots and like little furry bracelets. And they're like doing like weird little paw movements as he's singing, and like licking just like the air at random points. And Stray Cat is wearing the shiniest, most impressive boots you've ever seen. The song is very thinly referring to a stylish pair of shoes used to impress and pick up women, the Puss in Boots, if you will. And the lyrics of one segment, we have Stray Cat like singing like, gonna strut about the town in our rayon suits. We ain't looking for love, we're just looking for shoots. In the city so pretty, gonna find a nice kitty, show her, bow, bow, my puss in boots. And he's just strutting the whole time.
Fabulous. Topher, I think when you get to Black Rock Beach and the pier, you actually see Daniel Kwan sitting on the edge of the pier by himself. He can't see you, but, or Mr. W. What do you do?
I think Topher's going to walk up and sit next to Daniel for a moment, and like while petting Mr. W, sort of look and see what it is he's trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Sheriff Hanscom, Sean, is like, well, this is not exactly what I had in mind, as he's looking around at all the, P&M fans all wear like kind of glow in the dark cyberpunk wear, much like their favorite band. This is not really so much a concert as it is a reason for a group of like-minded people to get together and get high. And Sheriff Hanscom says, this all doesn't feel very legal, Sean.
Yeah, I was under a slightly different impression about what this would be. But I won't tell. I won't tell.
Right. Right. And he looks at, I think he sees one of the video screens showing Puss in Boots, and he's like, huh, I don't remember that song. Nathan, how's it going with Ashley?
Ashley, how's it going with Nathan? How's Ashley doing, I guess, is my first question.
Yeah, I think she's just being like the most Ashley, right? Like it's all fun and great and everything is fine. And it was such a great idea to get us all together for this.
I think what Nathan is doing is he's actually deluding himself based on one, time loop, and two, weird storage box freighter vision. He is pointedly trying to ignore the weird to just kind of like embrace the niceness of the moment. So he's kind of like not being weirded out by Ashley being Ashley's normal self, but he's compartmentalizing his thoughts about it being weird. But other than that, I think Nathan's just trying to like, he's doing that party thing where he's trying to be around the girl he likes without being weird about it or like be seen as like too not like too clingy. He's trying to be casual and just hang out and be cool.
I like it. That feels like a good cut. The video fades to black and Raygun Rosales. The next video is getting ready to play.
There is we hear the sound, and then we open on a myriad of just this maze of streets, all cobblestones. It feels like it was going for cozy, but it feels too much. It feels like it's been building and building, and there's just all these houses, all these styles that are like styles, but not quite them. You see Renaissance, Baroque, neoclassics, but there's always this little bit that isn't quite right. And he's whispering, singing dramatically, a soft ballad is going on that the amount of times that pillow whispering is just breathed into the microphone real smooth. It's like a little much, but he's going through these streets. It's nighttime, the stars are out, all low buildings with only these gigantic spirals of cathedrals and churches jutting out. These sharp, jagged edges of it in the night as he goes through the streets, whispering, singing of his love. And there's a moment in the song where the lyrics seem to shift from romantic to obsessive, to not being able to hear those last words as they are muffled pillow whispering.
Topher, Daniel Kwan is as you sit down, he says, I can see you. But you realize he's not talking to you. He's looking down and aiming his camera at Jessica Stosky, who is floating inches from the surface just below, luminous and white. Sean, Sheriff Hanscom kind of takes you over to a non-operational arcade game, or like a carnival game. This is one where you it's like one of those air rifle games, except you are shooting down devils, those little demons. And he's like, sadly, click, 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 it doesn't work. But how do you think my aim would be otherwise?
I bet. I bet you're a dead shot.
He's like, I thought when I joined the force that it would be a lot more action-packed. That's what you think when you're a kid and you become a police officer. Have not had to bust a cap in anyone's ass so far.
I mean, that's probably for the best, right?
Yeah, probably. Click, click, click. Meanwhile, let's just have the scene with Nathan and Ashley.
What's Ashley doing? Like, what is she up to?
She's probably getting a little drunk and probably scored something, right? So she's just dancing. And I think she'll like lean into Nathan a little bit, like to speak over the music. And she says, do you dream, Nathan?
Do I dream? I mean, yeah, I do. Most nights.
Of what?
It depends. I don't really have like consistent dreams. Sometimes, I mean, like recently, I mean, I had a dream about the lake recently. That was weird.
Oh, hey, me too. That lake.
That lake. Yeah. What about you? Do you dream other than about lakes?
Oh, I don't remember when I wake up. You know?
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, I've heard of people who like, I always kind of remember my dreams. So I don't like keep a dream journal, but kind of like inspiration sometimes.
Yeah. Do you hear like weird things at the house at night?
Yeah, I mean, I figure the house has been there for a while. Sounds like it's settling. And then of course everything.
No, I mean like our house, like when you sleep, do you like hear as if like somebody's walking? Have you ever heard that?
I think I mean, almost every house or apartment I've lived in, I think I can hear footsteps when I'm trying to go to bed. And plus, given the fact that we deal with a lot of weird stuff, I think I've heard some things in the night, but overactive imagination and all that.
Okay.
Plus, we had a random guy show up in our kitchen one morning, so not discounting the possibility.
If my door is ever open at night, just promise me that you're like grabbing a baseball bat and then I'll dance away.
Wait, what? He like shouts over the crowd. Like, wait.
Raygun Rosales comes back to introduce the next video on Video Beat.
The next video is by the Ulterior, and the caption says it's Saturday, You and Me. The Ulterior is a rather large band from what we can see, like polyphonic spree type. There are at least 24 people on stage, all wearing the same jumpsuit with neon devil horns on their head and visors that obscure everything down to the mouth. And while they're singing this song, what's most notable about it, and what's probably the most disturbing, is that none of their mouth movements match up with the words that we're hearing. In fact, they kind of look like they're all saying, "Help me, please stop, let me out, let me go." But the song itself is kind of, it would be an underrated banger these days.
Topher, Daniel Kwan is looking at Jessica Stosky. What do you do?
I think that Topher turns to Mr. W and says, if Daniel falls into the lake, I need you to get him out. Okay? And Topher's going to jump into the lake and make a splash, like, so that hopefully, some attention gets shifted. And I think we see the scarf around Topher's neck start to bubble up as they jump in.
Nice, good. Sean, how is this going with Sheriff Hanscom? Oh, we just lose someone?
I think Jazzy's internet like
Oh, okay.
crashed or something. Yeah.
Well, Sean, how is the date going with Sheriff Hanscom?
It's not entirely as he expected. He's trying to keep an eye on Ashley as she dances through the crowd, but he'll also be trying to take the edge off a bit with a beer. And as they're talking, I think he's just going to kind of blurt out and say, "I had such a crush on you."
He says, like when you were a kid?
I mean, you were, wow. Yeah, I mean, you were everything. You were the golden boy. Who didn't have a crush on you?
I was the captain of the football team. That is true. I guess it's a little cliched, I suppose. Yeah, well, he kind of smiles and says, that was a different time. I was a different person back then. And now I'm just a small town sheriff. I mean, it's not like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really living up to whatever picture you might have built up in your mind of me.
I don't know. You're helping people out here. You're keeping things safe. You didn't just leave, right?
No, I guess not. He's like, well, I think you're pretty cute, Sean.
Oh, that's good. Because I kind of still have a crush on you, I think.
I kind of picked up on that.
What was it? The tongue-tied or the blushing?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Cool. Yeah, and I can swim now, so I'm probably not going to drown in the lake.
It's good.
So
It's good. I'm glad to hear it. Hey, listen. I hate to as much as I'm enjoying this, I got a call earlier. I got to go follow up on something, but you can ride along if you want. But I think your friends might need your help.
need my help. And he'll turn and try and spot the others.
Yeah, I think Nathan, you've kind of lost sight of Ashley.
I was thinking that I've been wandering. I've been trying to find her, can't find her, probably wandering into a place I shouldn't.
I think you see Sparkle Raptor.
I'll walk over to Sparkle Raptor.
She's like, "So, are you enjoying the show?"
It's different. It's very different. I liked what you guys were doing with the like sound distortion post-industrial pulse. Did I get that right?
Close enough. Close
Okay.
enough.
Sure.
At this point, that sculptor walks up next to her and puts his arm around her shoulder.
Hey, what's up?
She's like, "Oh, do you two know each other?"
Yeah, he insulted my art earlier, and yeah, we met.
The sculptor, he introduces himself formally to you and says, "I'm Angel Lewis. Let's be friends, huh?"
Okay. Sparkle, good job. Great show. Angel, well, actually, have either of you seen like a dancing redhead around here? I can't exactly like kind of dancing.
What is said dancing redhead doing right now? We can't hear you.
I double muted. Yeah, I was saying, I think that's a good question. I'm not sure. I think she's just kind of like, I think she's trying to get away because I think she's very worried about herself and she's trying to get away from her friends.
The last video plays on Video Beat.
So we see Raygun Rosales as he's breakdancing down. He points his finger guns and says, "This next one is by Leo and the Blammer. This is their new single, Lamarama." He points the camera, and this time these like pillars of static shoot out of the tips of his fingers and fill the entire screen with this incredibly loud, pervasive, shrieking static sound that is louder even than Psychic Narwhal Messiah's performance at the moment before it goes completely silent to a completely black screen. There are incredibly soft footsteps that echo throughout. I'm hungry. And then the video stops.
Indeed. Topher Daniel Kwan is startled by the splash and what he sees, and he runs off to safety for what it's worth. Please go ahead and describe how you finally satisfy Jessica Stosky.
Topher, swimming in the lake, looks at Jessica as I imagine she turns and swims with her cephalopodous mermaid tail. And Topher looks at her and says, I guess when I was, my mom gave me this scarf shortly after we got mugged in a Walmart parking lot. My dad didn't make it out of that one. It was her favorite scarf. I've kind of worn it most of the time ever since. I don't wear it if I'm getting out. Usually, I wouldn't wear it here because it'd get ruined. But I was wearing it in the dream that I think you sent me last night, right? So here I am, and here it is. She's gone now too. There was a fire, and as the scarf bubbles and starts dissolving into the lake, we see these burn marks around Topher's neck. She got me out. It was kind of stuck on. There was a rafter fell on me, on my neck, and she got me out. She grabbed me, lifted the rafter, and told me to run, and I did. And she didn't get out after that. I grabbed the scarf on my way out. I guess you can have the scarf too if you really want it, but don't stop fucking with my friends, please.
We fast forward at the end of this night phase, the concert long over, to Sheriff Bill Hanscom just doing a quick lap around town, following up on some stuff. He stops in front of the Galaxia arcade and gets out. The door has been jimmied open, it looks like. He steps inside. He sees Old Man FG on the ground, quite dead. Blood tacky and almost dry all around. All of the machines are off, except for Zagreus. It's pulsing, audibly, a steady thrum. Sheriff Hanscom is drawn to the arcade cabinet, its dazzling lights, its pulsing noises. He gets closer, and it goes off, as if the plug was pulled. He taps on the side of the cabinet. Maybe something came loose, he's not sure. And before he can finish investigating it, he cries out, "Ah!" and collapses on the ground. And then we see just a pair of sneakers in frame near FG and Sheriff Hanscom, who are both on the ground, and the Zagreus cabinet being moved, scooched left and right. You no longer have access. Well, that's not true. You have a new question. Where is Atafoy 85 hiding the Zagreus cabinet? It will have gone missing. The night's not completely over, Nathan. The Odyssey tape cuts back on. The park is mostly empty now, or filled with people who are just sort of blazed out of their minds and have collapsed wherever they were dancing. The tape comes on to show the ulterior, this collective. They are dancing around in a circle, singing their song. And as they part, like Moses parting the waters, between them is the Zagreus cabinet on the video. Someone holding the camera is approaching the cabinet. The ulterior work themselves into almost a strange pseudo-religious frenzy as you see someone physically opening up the cabinet and inserting into it not a key to Galaxia Arcade, but a key made of strange iridescent crystal. They set it onto the motherboard, fusing it with the motherboard, and then close the cabinet back up. That changes your clue about the key. Which, again, I'm going to give you access to because I've worked it into an Odyssey tape. And that concludes the night phase. If everyone's okay to go for like another 10 minutes, we can go ahead and do the dawn. Otherwise, we can just do it next time. So, all right. Let's do the dawn phase then. Rewards. You're getting them because the Deep Lake Lurker is resolved. I'm going to snip this. I will read it out for people watching the video though, but I'll drop it in chat for all of you. You cannot have the first one because of how the story went. It's a thing with Harvey and Mary Stosky though, but that's not available to you. That's not true. You never met Mary Stosky.
Never met to Mary, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll say it's a conversation with Mary Stosky on Deep Lake's banks where you tell a story about your time at Pine Ridge Rock. Unmark a key of the child that you have already answered. This reward is only available to a Latchkey who has the condition the next victim, and the requirements to clear it were not met. Oh, that's interesting. What are the requirements to clear it again?
I believe it just clears on this
the first time,
solution.
If another plague removed. Oh yeah, I don't understand what this means.
It gets cleared when you solve the mystery the way we did. For sure it did, because there's the if it didn't get cleared, answering the other question had the
right.
Answering the other question lets it have the possibility of it never being
clearing. That's right. Okay, yeah, that I remember that now. Okay, well, so you have this option. Only you, Ashley, right now, but it is there if you want it. Emily Beaumont becomes a recurring side character. You get one extra clue on the meddling move when you consult her about matters related to Deep Lake's natural environments. A Pine Rock Ridge branded multi-tool that you add to your corner of the house, a lifeguard whistle, which you add to your corner of the house, or a memento from the investigation. There are two of those. Who wants what?
I would like a memento.
Who do you want to define it?
Ashley. We did a lot of stuff together on Deep Lake. I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I think Ashley gave you a little, like a ward of sorts, like a protection charm made out of twigs.
Ben, which one you feeling? Because I'll let you
I'm
take
so
before me.
tempted by that whistle.
Take it. Take it. It makes the most sense for you, man. I was not very involved in this one, so I'll pick after Jadzzy goes.
In that case, I think I would love Emily Beaumont to become a recurring side character, given that Ashley has like bonded a lot with her and is technically a volunteer at the camp. I think that could be fun.
I'll take a memento. I'll get that from Steph.
I think that there's a gift shop at Pine Rock, and I think Topher gets you one of the little toy boats and paints a tiny little pirate flag on it.
Love that.
Nice. Fabulous. Rewards are collected. Let's do Dawn questions now. All right. Everyone is getting the first one. Did you resolve a mystery? Because yes, you did. Ashley, did you go out of your way to reconnect with Deep Lake?
Forcefully with a knife.
Yeah. I guess I went to like the arcade and then like everything else. And like
yeah,
I was
you,
talking
you,
to
you
the
actually brought
community.
up the arcade stuff from the past. I'll let you have it.
Mhm.
Did you deliver a chilling monologue about something that happened to you in the past?
I sure did. The
Mhm.
story about waking up in the middle of the
Yeah.
night and having a stabby knife.
Nathan, did you get a signal from the other side?
Yes, the Rayon Suits lyric.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you cut loose for once?
I think so.
Yeah, you did. Did you share a good memory from your childhood?
Did I? Did I share a good memory from my childhood? I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did. I did a lot of complaining.
Yeah,
but
fair
not
enough.
a lot of. Yeah.
Topher, did you deliver a chilling monologue about the past?
I would say so with Jessica and the lake, and similarly vulnerable with her.
I'll take it. Yeah, and both counts. Sean, did you get a signal from the other side?
The devil horns on the ulterior, like the
Oh, yeah.
targets.
Yeah. Did you share a good memory from your childhood?
I don't think I did.
Unless you were talking about the memory of having a
Having a
crush on
crush.
Sheriff Hanscom.
I was going for vulnerable with that, but
Okay. Either is fine, whichever you want.
I'll go vulnerable.
All right. Questions are done. Mark new questions if you wish. And do we have any moves that resolve the dawn? I don't think so. Do we have any open key prompts right now? No? Okay. Then in that case, or do we do?
No, that's right. I thought we did, but we don't.
No. Okay. Let's just do a quick stars and wishes. Whoever wants to go first, take it away.
I can start us off. Stars. Just this whole session was so wild, and I love it. I love that everybody absolutely leaned into it. For Ben, I mean, I really thought that the Sean Ashley dynamic like really shown in this episode, and like just the difference in vibes, and like Sean being just like very collected, and then like, no, it's not fine. I thought like that running joke that they had for a bit, I thought that was really good of Ashley, like, it's fine. And he's just like, it's not fine. In like that very big brotherly way that's like watching their little sibling do something really absurd. I thought that was really well done. And of course, just everything with handsome Sheriff Handsome. It was great. I loved it. I love playing up that like, don't put me in this situation, don't you do it, and then like kind of going for it, but still, a lot happening. I thought that was great. For Steph, again with the memories and the masks, and how dare you like, how dare you break my heart like this. I love that. I also really love how you're using your ghost dog. It's so fun. It's adding just like this whimsical but terrifying bit. And I love just like how Topher was like, wait, you can see me? What the hell? I really love that interaction. And for Alex, I loved getting to see like Nathan's like I can't start insulting you, but I am very offended side of like getting like, you hit my berserk button. You said my art is bad, and now I hate you. I thought that was really great to see that side of Nathan. And then also like trying to ask Ashley out on a date, but it turns into this weird group thing, and I'm just like, gotta make the best of it. I don't know. And for Jason, yeah, I really love like the time loop stuff that you did and the way you introduced that. It really felt like that time loop twist where it's like, oh, that's what's going on. And I think like, especially with like Nathan ending up in the car again, I thought that was really great. That was so creepy. And then for you, your side of the Sheriff Handsome, I really loved that. It was like, yeah, I know you have a crush on me. Like, come on, dude, come on. I thought that was really great. And I really loved the setup for that scene at the arcade. That was because that was like a slow burn. I was like, oh, this is getting like, this is clue reveal. Okay, it's getting weird. It's getting, oh, okay. And I really loved kind of that escalation of it. As for wishes, yeah, I can't wait to see who, what Ashley did and if there's gonna be repercussions for that or if it really was just all a dream. I'm also very interested because my move is probably gonna trigger. I have 1 box left, and then the next time somebody physically threatens me or someone in my presence, I have to lash out in gratuitous violence. And I think we've set that up a lot, so I can't wait for that bomb to go off. And I love both of these threats, and I can't wait to interact with them more.
Yeah, I got some stars absolutely to Steph. I loved the use of Mr. W today. Ever since you took that move, I was very excited to see what you're gonna do with it. We got a lot of great Mr. W content. Particularly, I've enjoyed how much of a good boy he is. That is much appreciated. Ben, the moment of Sean's past about the "that's for girls" broke my heart. That was so good. That hurt. And as somebody whose first concert as a kid ever was seeing the Cheetah Girls live, I feel that. And yeah, but that was really good. Jazzy, your absolute enthusiasm for violence today was unhinged and awesome. Just like, what the fuck? That was so good. Jason, it was so early on, and I don't know why it was so funny, but just, do you want a Pringle is the funniest damn thing I've heard this whole session. Just, do you want a Pringle? But also, like, on a more serious note, as the writer of the Zagreus threat, I was really curious, like, did Ashley just kill FG? What's that gonna mean for like the second night phase thing? And the second you're like, and I'm like, oh my god. So that was like so cool the way you like took the second night phase like trigger thing with Zagreus and altered it and made it even more of a complication by killing Sheriff Hanscom. Holy crap.
We don't know if he's dead.
Oh,
to be fair.
okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's fair. He's just stabbed. That's fair.
Oh no, we don't know that either. He just fell. That's it. That's all we know. He fell.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all.
Oh, it's all okay. I interpreted that wrong, but it's very exciting. If he is dead though, that'd be funny. But no, that's awesome. I just really enjoyed seeing the alternate spin on that take. And wishes, I am very excited to see what other threat we're about to be introduced to, but I really want to I need to remember to use Nathan's sight beyond sight move more often, and also my other one to get more clues. And I mean, the big wish is honestly just like, we got I think that was our 5th tape, so I'm terrified and excited for next campaign layer.
It'll be fine. It's fine. Stars from me, as mentioned. Well, first off, that ending scene at the arcade and working the body in. I mean, it feels like maybe Ashley's crime, if there was one, is just being covered up. So that's, excellent for her. I really enjoyed the scenes with Ashley. I liked the way Ashley was definitely pushing Sean against Sean's better judgment, since every time he's left Ashley alone, it goes bad. But it was great. Steph, that mask flashback, or that flashback, and talking to Daniel about it was a gut punch. And yeah, just poor Topher. Now trapped in a TV. Not having good times in Deep Lake. I really enjoyed the scene with you resolving the Deep Lake lurker and your little interactions with Daniel.
I gathered that was with Jessica. Was it not with Jessica?
Or,
I think
well,
it was
Daniel
Jessica.
first.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it was a little vague, but yeah.
Nathan's barely holding it together, both mentally as everything just goes crazy, and then socially as this guy insults him. That was so good. I think this was a really excellent session. A lot of things happened, even though not a lot actually happened, but it was all very dense and just lots of really good moments. Definitely looking forward to the next layer of the mystery. And also, now that we've established aliens, what that is going to mean just in general.
Yeah, I have a star for that. The whole holistic juice bar set of scenes, that was so insane to me. It really feels like that is just some not even out of time, but like out of space time type thing. Like, these people and this place should not exist right now, I don't think. And that was, it was so good. It was so good. Like, especially everyone just being like, "Oh, hello, dog. Hello, Topher. You're not a glitch. You're real now." It's like, oh, am I? um, I also really loved the the Odyssey tape from everyone. It was so good. I especially liked the ulterior. That one was very creepy, very scary, and also was like probably the perfect precursor to the one that I had set up. Or like, I was like, oh, that's such a good build up to my weird there's nothing but creepy breathing. Oh, and I am so excited that Ashley is losing her fucking mind. It's so fun. It's so incredibly exciting. And I cannot wait to see just what happens because of that. And I also really I adore all of the Nathan like social interaction scenes a lot. It really you really are able to like showcase and uh I I have a feeling it's from lived experience, but you do a really great job at portraying social anxiety, and
Don't
it's
call me
very
out like
vivid.
this.
Hey, I'm just saying. Like, it's really great, and it's really like respectful, and you can, as someone who's also been on that journey, you can really see like the path that Nathan is like walking down, and like the forks that could take. And it's so lovely. We love a good mental health beat. Um and just Sean with Handsome the whole time. I was whew, I I'm not even into men personally, but that whole thing was so hot. all of that was so hot. Whoa. As far as like wishes and stuff go, I'm excited to see. Well, I think that I cleared the Dream of Deep Lake, and I believe there's some neat stuff that happens after that. So I'm excited to see what happens, like how that sort of plays out, and to see how like the next victim gets cleared and resolved now that the threat is as well. Um, I think most of all, I'm very excited to see all like like if and when any of the other sacrifice scenes occur. I'm pretty stoked to see those, especially because I think it'll be interesting to see those resolve after the threat itself already has, like kind of like a callback type moment. I think that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, stars. I had a great time today. This is a really fun session. I the highlights for me were definitely the scene at the juice bar, which actually the scene at the juice bar and the discussion between FG and Ashley both felt like the Winky's Diner scene from Mulholland Drive. Like they just had that energy, right? And like that creepiness. They were both so surreal, and so that was just really fun to do. Loved the loved the very very uh antagonistic conversation with the artist in the town square. That was really fun. It was fun to play, fun to role play. This is a star for me, I guess, but I like that the anomaly talks shit about Treasure Planet also. Like everyone talks shit about Treasure Planet. It's like the best recurring joke. Yeah, it was really good times. Yeah, the Sheriff Hanscom stuff with Sean was super fun and enjoyable, especially because I knew what was about to happen with Sheriff Hanscom vis-a-vis Attafoy. So I was like, okay, this is great setup for what I know is coming. So that was really fun. And yeah, I thought the conversation, the flashback with um, uh, with Topher and the lake was really, really good. And I felt that in a big way. And I'm also very much enjoying Ashley's sort of turn here, which is really intriguing because of all the characters, Ashley's is probably the one we know the least about, in terms of backstory and stuff. So it's like, wow, I want to dig into that and find out what's going on there, which is a wish. I know what the next mystery is going to be, and I'm very excited to get to jump in on it next week. And I'm also very interested to see there's different aspects of the game that are about to come alive, and I'm very excited to work all those in and kind of see where it goes. Yeah, so just I think we have a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Are there any other stars or wishes?
I'll self-star because you self-starred. I'll self-star my lyrics for the
Oh yeah,
Vandalism
your song. Yeah, your song. That was really good.
Those
Yeah,
were so good.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
You're
star for the
amazing.
song. Yeah, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
should make a full version of that.
I
and
know
send
you
it
should
to me.
record that. Let's
do.
do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I thought like everybody's dream was so good
Really good.
because I
yeah.
think all of them were both like there was a very literal thing and then like a very symbolic thing happening. And I thought that was very interesting because it gives like so many options on how to like actually sacrifice all of these things, right? And that very, very fascinating what everybody picked.
Mm-hmm. Any other stars or wishes? Okay, then we will conclude with the desert. The big man. The big man is walking in the desert. The sun is high in the sky, bright and hot. He looks different than you remember. The flesh of his face hangs in long, saggy flaps. His eyes are milky and occluded. His cowboy hat is nowhere to be seen. Perhaps most interesting, his great bulk is no more. Now he is just a tall, gaunt, yellow thing wandering the waste, a king of ghouls. He walks to the yawning mouth of a cave and cries into the blackness. Come forth! Come forth if you must, great hunger. Devil of the ancient world, render of flesh. You have followed the signal to this place, followed it home. Show yourself then. Show yourself, and do what thou wilt. And something comes forth from the cave, shambling in the shadow, dragging its back leg, moving steadily but jerkily. As it nears the mouth of the cave, we do not see it, but we do hear it. I'm hungry!